Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is me, KT, and this is the first video of the year for Simple Living with KT. If you are new here, thank you very much for joining me. I figured it'd be a good idea to start the year off and just share with you some of my personal financial goals. And let me say that I am not someone who is up for comparison or trying to win awards for personal achievements. That is why, one, this list is pretty general, and two, this is more as a learning, because I do think that when you look at goals and why certain people make certain goals, you can learn from them. Learning about, if you're trying to get to that point, how you yourself can get to that point, something you can look forward to, but it is not comparison. And I want to make a difference there, because if you're just comparing, okay, this is where I am, this is where someone else is, you're going to get stuck in a loop of just wishing you were someplace else rather than where you are now. But you should fully enjoy the journey that you yourself are in. And before I go into my goals, which I actually have right down here, just a few here, I do want to say that usually for myself, I actually like making goals around my birthday, because your birthday is when a full year actually happens for you individually. And I also think that goals are a very personal thing. So my birthday's in September, and so I did have some items that I wanted to accomplish by then, and honestly I did not write them down this year, so I cannot even tell you what they were. But I also got married in March, and so there were some goals that my husband and I had at that time that I would definitely say throughout this year we, in my opinion, we rocked, because we paid off over $50,000 of debt. And this is new for us doing our finances together, and I really would have to say it was pretty simple for us. We were very much on the same page. I think our communication was open, and that is not what this video is about. But I want to say that even though I'm the one, talking about these goals, when it comes to financial goals, personal financial goals for myself, it is a team effort. I'm just going to be saying I, because it's my YouTube channel. So there. The first goal is to be fully debt-free, and I mentioned we paid off over $50,000 this year of debt. That included some personal debt, student loans on both of our sides, completely gone. We won't have to think about those again. And unfortunately, with some past experiences, we also have credit card charge-offs that need to be dealt with. Hopefully, we'll be able to negotiate those down, but either way, that is something that we have to take care of, and we are ready to do that in the new year. Whether we're able to negotiate those numbers down or not, it is something that we're going to be dealing with, and then we'll be able to say completely we are fully debt-free. It was something that was not prioritized because of the status of those debts. There is no interest rate, and we were not on a payment plan, because whenever it happened, it was my accounts, and so whenever it happened, I did not set up a payment account. That's why they're in the status that they are in. Not recommended, but that is what we're gonna be focusing on for this year. But honestly, it's something that will be done probably in the first quarter. The second goal is a fun goal, in my opinion. It is a ski trip to Utah. I'm really excited for this trip. One, I love Utah. Two, I have never been skiing. And three, it's going to be something new and fun that I cannot wait to experience. this was something that I was just trying to honestly think of something that was a little bit outside of the norm, because this past year, of course, with COVID, there were not many opportunities to, let's say, travel the way that you would before. I remember seeing that hotels were open and nothing was available inside of the hotel. So you can go to a hotel, even today, many hotels, they are open. So if you do need to travel for some reason, while you might be able to go to a hotel, you're not able to get room service or you're not able to use the amenities. So no gym, no getting a smoothie bowl from the cafe downstairs. Their restaurants are closed because they've cut the staff back, because it's very low occupancy in the hotel. So it makes sense. But of course, last year was just not the year to have luxurious travel. People did, but there really was a trade-off because of the circumstances. And so I am being optimistic that next winter season will be significantly better as far as travel, and we'll be able to do this trip and we'll be able to pay for it in cash, because we're going to be fully debt-free, and that is an awesome feeling. The next thing here is to save as much as possible, and that's broken up into different little categories because we're really focused on just making sure that we are saving as much as we need to for many different things. So no children, but we know retirement is going to happen no matter what. As long as we're old enough to retire, it is going to happen. And so we do have now Roth IRA accounts. We have a 401k account. I know these are all individual items, but you don't really need to know who has what, so we're going to skip over it. So, we have a 401k account. We have Roth IRA accounts, and we're thinking about opening a brokerage account as a bridge account, because optimistically, just with the way we want to save and the way that we want to scale our income in the future, we do want the opportunity, if it becomes available, to retire however many years early and just have more flexibility in those, areas of our life. And if you have not heard of a bridge account is like a normal savings account that you have, and it has the money that you would need to live on for the years between regular retirement, age 65 or 62 and a half, and I think some accounts let you use it at 59, where you're able to withdraw the money without getting that tax penalty. And I don't know those numbers off the top of my head. I will learn them in the future here, but every time I find information, I'm honestly just going and researching, trying to commit it to memory. But for me, I don't need that information right on the top of my head, because I'm not retiring in a couple of years. That's not it. But I am, I believe I'm taking those steps so that when it is time, I'll be ready. But that bridge account, so let's say that age of that you want to start withdrawing money from Social Security early, let's say 62 and a half, and then when the penalty goes away for withdrawing money from your 401k, there's some time. What if you retire at age 45 because you were able to save like a boss? You're going to be paying a penalty on the money you withdraw from that account. So the bridge account is just a regular savings account, so it's not growing as much in interest, but it allows you to have money available before you're able to access those retirement accounts without a penalty. which is nice. And so for people who think they might have a little bit of the fire movement in them, a bridge account is really important. And we're also looking into a brokerage account because just with, you know, the possibility of maxing out the Roth IRAs and 401ks, then we might need another brokerage account, or figure out how to do the backdoor Roth IRA. It's a lot of information and it's a lot of learning and growing that we're going to be doing here in 2021. But as I learn this information, I certainly want to share it with you. And also here I do, we'll be sharing a ton of free information on this channel. But I do also want to mention that I do have a budgeting course to help you, learn how to talk about money and how to budget. Because I think there is a ginormous stigma in the world, and I'm going to say the world. I am going to say the world because, I do believe that I have a pretty good array of influences personally that I know from around the world, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, yeah, my country openly talks about money. And it's different everywhere, where it might not be as where there's not the education about money. It's just that it's a little bit taboo. But unfortunately, I feel like in the US, they're lacking information, and it's also taboo. And so you don't get the information, and it's not okay to really talk about with nearly anyone. And so how do you move forward? And so just with budgeting and talking about money and just understanding what kind of makes you tick when it comes to your budget, that is what my course is all about. And also about just making sure that you're in that mindset for budgeting, because many people I speak to, when they hear the word budget, they think of restriction, they think of, let's say, poor quality, they think of a lesser level of living or a lower standard of living, and that's not what it's about. That is why it's called abundance in a budget, because if you're able to fix behaviors that have been stuck in families for generations, you're able to create a new cycle, a new path, and when it's talking about money, it's going to lead to abundance. And so that will be linked in the description below, and I certainly look forward to sharing with you the next video. I do also have an Instagram, and so you can certainly follow me there. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy hearing from me, and I will talk to you in the next video. Remember to keep it simple. Bye.